something that I used to tell people in the gym, because I worked as a gym manager for a while, and I used to tell them all the time, if you eat the wrong foods or if you don't show up for your workout, don't stress, because stress is the thing that will work against you in every situation. Like as soon as you start stressing, that actually shuts down your fat burning process. So, you know, you're stressing over the fact that you ate something terrible, and then all of a sudden you're making it even worse because you're stressing. So there's no point. What is stress doing to people in times like these?
This is a brilliant, brilliant, important question. And I'll summarize what I've learned about this from two people, one who just passed away called Bruce McEwen, MCEWEN, who was a real pioneer in what stress does to us biologically. He pioneered the idea of allostatic load. I think he wrote a book called The End of Stress as We Know It, something like that, just passed away. And the other, even better, is Robert Sapolsky at Stanford, who studied baboons, but also what stress does to them and then to us. And his best, most fun book is Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers.
That's great.
And the answer to the question is the answer to your question. So zebras don't get ulcers because they go into a fight or flight response, and then they either get eaten or they get away, and then they go out of a fight or flight response. So the stress that they're in doesn't last. The fight or flight response, stress, worry, anxiety, like we have right now with COVID, it's biological stress. It's a mini fight or flight response. Any anxiety, I didn't do my workout, same thing in degree, only in degree. So what that does is the fight or flight response turns up the systems we need to fight the lion. Think of it in simplistic terms. Right? So we need focused eyesight. Our peripheral vision goes down. Our hearing gets more focused straight ahead. We stop digesting our meal and get it out of our body because that makes us lighter for running, right? Yep. And we don't have to worry about getting lunch processed, right? When we could be lunch for the lion, right? It raises our heart rate and our blood pressure. It depresses our immune system. Actually, over time it does. At the very beginning, it raises your immune system, but then after a few hours, it depresses your immune system. Well, if that comes back to normal, fine. If it doesn't, not fine. A lot not fine. There is ample evidence that persistently more than normal stress, what McEwen called allostatic load, not allostatic stasis. That's the hassles of life that we're used to. Worry, but kind of normal worry, we adjust to that. But load, more than normal stress, that lasts, in Sapolsky's estimation, more than a couple weeks, raises your risk of heart disease, getting or suffering worse from infectious disease, impairs your fertility, bone growth, hair growth, cognitive power. It literally dumbs you down because the stress hormones give more of a voice to your, oh my God, it could be dangerous conversation in your brain. Chronic stress over a long period can actually destroy brain cells in your prefrontal cortex. It raises the likelihood and severity of diabetes, of clinical depression. It raises the likelihood of adult onset diabetes. It is wicked bad for us to be stressed for more than several days. It is undoubtedly a massive health effect of this COVID threat. The COVID threat is the first tier threat. Yeah. The worry is right behind it because it's so severe and is lasting so long, and it's going to continue to last for a long time too, as the disease reaches its peak over the next several weeks, and then there'll be subsequent peaks. This fear and our raised anxiety is going to take a humongous toll on our health because of our elevated stress. It's a really important thing for us to recognize, and by recognizing it, to do what we can to reduce it. Turn off the radio, turn off the podcast, turn off the TV, walk the dog, binge watch your series, meditate, whatever. That's why that's good for your physical health.
Yeah. Yeah. And how much of that stress do you think is a result of the fact that humans don't only live in the present, they also live in the future and the past?
Well, if you want an answer to that, watch a dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Do they look stressed? No, except for when they're
Yeah.
not getting their food, right? Or unless you put that stupid Halloween costume on them,
Hmm.
right? No, they live in the moment. They are the ultimate Zen Buddhist masters. They are just now. There's no yesterday, there's no tomorrow. They have memories, of course, and they know us, and we have social relationships with them, as many animals, where there's lots of cognition. You don't have to be human to just have cognition and even
Yeah.
emotion. See, Franz de Waal is a great author on animal emotion. But we are cursed by the power of our brains to
Hmm.
have everything, including yesterday and tomorrow, at hand. We are blessed because it helps us get to tomorrow,
Yeah.
but it adds a lot of baggage along the way.
Hmm.
There are many, many times I remember walking my most favorite dog who just passed away, saying, I wish I could be like you. I wish we're walking around a pond, right? And I don't have to worry about where I'm going. And I'm retired and I don't have anything on the calendar. And I could be like him. I could be like him. I'm trying in this walk to be like him. And I can't. I'm aware, like you were saying earlier, I'm aware of what I'm trying to not be aware of. And he's just looking up at me going, gosh, this is great. I'm here with you. So, get a dog.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I grew up with dogs, and it's so true. That might be one of the reasons why, man and dog is like the perfect combination. It's like they complement each other, right? It's like, hey, I'm preparing for your future by giving you food and making sure that we have food. And you're teaching me that we can just be here enjoying this moment. And I
He
think,
taught me the most poignant example of this recently when we had to put him down. God rest his beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soul. He was eating beef jerky as the fellow was giving him the shot. The dog was happy. We were
yeah,
ending his life. He didn't know that.
yeah.
He didn't have the knowing part to burden him, and I hear your puppy barking in the background. So yay.
That's somebody else's dog out there,
Somebody
but
else's neighbor's barking. But I'll go visit them. I think we're blessed and cursed by our cognitive powers. Certainly blessed. Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Well,
But
it's
it
our biggest
doesn't work.
strength, and it's also our biggest weakness, right? It gets in the way more than anything else, and it also helps us more than anything else. It's just the ultimate rivalry, right?
And to pretend that we can just be perfectly rational and get that stuff that's in the way out of the way is pretense.
Yeah.